Welcome back, Insiders. Today we're taking a look at Godzilla vs. Kong, the new movie released today on HBO Max and in theaters. This movie was the culmination of three other movies that came out earlier. Godzilla in 2014, then we had Kong Skull Island in 2017, followed by Godzilla King of Monsters released 2019. I just want to say that there will be spoilers on this review, so if you haven't seen it yet, head over to HBO Max or to the nearest theater and check it out, and then return back to this review. I'm not going to dig too deeply into the plot, because frankly, what did everybody want to see? They want to see Kong and Godzilla duke it out and see who came out on top. And that's exactly what we got for at least 20 to 25 minutes of that movie. Besides that, you had an hour and change of filler. Filler in the form of human characters that nobody really wanted to see or care about. These characters were your stereotypical, I'd say, action movie, Marvel type movie characters, in the form of you had your bad villain. You had the villain of the story that came and went if you blinked your eye. You had some kids out on their own adventures, doing far more than they could ever do in any sort of reality. They got into places that even, a spy couldn't infiltrate, but they got in with no problem. You had just a lot of things that were just filler to pad that time between the two major fights, maybe let's say three major fights that went on in the movie. Of course, the major stars of this film were King Kong and Godzilla. What they did do right in this is they gave Kong a lot of personality. They gave him a lot of emotion, and they gave him a lot of character. Godzilla, not as fully plotted out, but he did share a lot of those same characteristics. You could see the good and bad in him that they portrayed on the screen. You could see him giving mercy to others, namely Kong. And overall, both had some fleshed out personalities and emotional traits. While we're on the subject, there was this young child who bonded with Kong and actually taught him sign language, supposedly, which took me right out of the movie, because you can teach primates simple signs, but the meaning behind them, you can't relay that to them. So that was a very lame sticking point I had with that. Also add to the fact that this young girl, probably 8 or 10 years old, showed very little emotion when things were getting destroyed around her, when she was almost going to crash. It was just very far-fetched and hard to believe. There was also some filler in this movie where they went into the Hollow Earth, and the way it was portrayed in the movie was a little odd. I mean, it had some anti-gravity issues. It had mountains that were upside down, and it was a very confusing land that time forgot, so to speak. Personally, in my mind, when they spoke about the Hollow Earth in other movies and into this movie, I was expecting like a labyrinth of tunnels and not much else. Just little highways inside the earth that made these mammoth creatures be able to traverse the globe easily and quickly, far quicker than they could on the outside. But they turned it into a different, fantastic world, so to speak, almost like a journey to the center of the earth type style, which I couldn't get into. It actually took me out of that movie once again. The definite positive portion of this movie was the fights between Godzilla and Kong. Mechagodzilla was also introduced towards the end in full form, and he went at Godzilla, and that fight was very cool. Then Kong got revived, got into the fight, and it was a battle royal with the three of them. I'd say the last 15 minutes of that movie was worth the watch. So is this movie a watch, wait, or pass? Well, definitely don't pass on it, because the action with the fights are spectacular. Those you need to see. Do you have to rush out, subscribe to HBO Max, or run to a theater? Definitely not. This movie will be around. You'll be able to find it. So if you want to wait, definitely an option. I would also recommend, if you haven't watched the past movies lately, watch Kong Skull Island. Follow that with Godzilla King of Monsters, and end it with Godzilla versus Kong. I think that would be a satisfying trio on any Saturday afternoon. That's all we have for today, Insiders. If you have any comments about the movie, if you saw it, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, or you have something to add, please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. Also, if you have a suggestion for a future review, please drop me a line in the comment section below. Take care all.